Good morning. Detectives investigating the disappearance of William Tyrrell have revealed they're looking into a pedophile ring operating on the New South Wales mid-north coast. The 3-year-old went missing 7 months ago. Live now to Ashley Brown. Good morning, Ashley. Police and William's parents hope someone knows something about his disappearance.
Good morning, and they do. That's why for the very first time, William's parents have broken their silence publicly to talk about their emotional turmoil without having William in their lives. He's been gone now for 7 months. Police have also released new images and video of William playing on a bike, riding a bike, playing like toddlers do. Also, there's vision of him laughing, eating a cake, and that was on his last birthday. Police hope that these pictures will have an impact on someone who might have any information about his whereabouts. Detectives now believe William may have fallen victim to a local paedophile ring operating in the Port Macquarie region.
They're going through what no parent should have to go through. Firstly, I'd like to acknowledge their strength and the strength that they've shown. They need answers, and that's why we are committed to finding out what has happened to William. One of those lines of inquiry relates to people we suspect being involved in a paedophile ring.
We just don't have our boy. We have no idea where he is. We don't know who's got him. We don't know what's happening to him. We know nothing about it. We just want it to be over. It's surreal. I'm living somebody else's world. I'm in somebody else's life.
It is like living a nightmare.
So a very distressing time for William's family, who are desperate to have him returned safely. Detectives hope that today's appeal will prompt someone who has information, who's holding back any information, to break their silence. And
Ashley Brown reporting. Thank you, Ashley. William Tyrrell disappeared as he played with his sister in the town of Kendall. Hundreds of people have been involved in the search for him.
It's been 7 months since William Tyrrell vanished. The 3-year-old was wearing a Spider-Man costume when he disappeared from the backyard of his grandmother's house at Kendall in September. A large-scale search of the area failed to find any trace of the little boy.
We have no indication of whether young William is out in the bush or whether other forms of human intervention are involved.
In January, forensic teams searched the Bonny Hills home of tradesman William Spedding, seizing a number of items and draining the property's septic tank. His business was also raided. Mr. Spedding had been out to fix a washing machine at the home days before William went missing, but insists he's innocent.
Can you tell us, did you have anything to do with William Tyrrell's disappearance?
No.
A month later, New South Wales police were calling on anyone within a kilometre of the home on the day William disappeared to contact them.
Anyone that was in that area that hasn't come forward to police, we would be very concerned as to why they haven't come forward to police. In fact, they'd go as far as to say we attach a suspicion.
For police and William's family, the desperate search for answers continues. Mark McEwen, 7 News.
The West Australian Premier is a lonely man in Canberra today as state and territory leaders sit down to discuss the carve-up of the GST. Live to Amelia Brace at Parliament House. Amelia, good morning. The meeting's now underway. What exactly does WA's Colin Barnett want?
And some commentators are calling this the perennial whinge from the West as Colin Barnett tries to secure more GST revenue for his state. Western Australia is pushing for more than the 30 cents in the dollar currently being offered, but isn't getting much sympathy from other states keen to protect their slice of the GST pie.
This is the usual pantomime we get when we come to Canberra. Western Australia whinge about the GST and we're all meant to, jump up and down, shock and horror.
Let's not operate on a knee-jerk response to individual issues and individual times for individual states.
GST is not on the agenda today. We've got an independent umpire. The Grants Commission have made their ruling. Not everybody's happy with that.
We go through highs and lows, just as Western Australia does. But this is the independent umpire and it has not been overturned for the last 30 years. Why would the federal government want to overturn it this year?
The federal government have always said that they will work with the consensus of the states. I think it's pretty obvious where that consensus now sits.
In fact, Premier Barnett agrees there is consensus, even suggesting other states are ganging up on Western Australia. In an unprecedented move overnight, the treasurers of every other state and territory wrote to Joe Hockey, demanding that he sticks to the Commission's recommended GST carve-up.
I was disappointed that both Liberal and Labor governments around Australia should gang up on one state government. I have never in my experience seen the other states and territories gang up against a single state.
And there is a bit of cooperation expected today on key agenda items such as national security and domestic violence.
Amelia Brace reporting from Canberra. Thank you, Amelia. A manhunt is underway in Adelaide after a 27-year-old was stabbed to death in the city's north. He was found on the driveway of a unit block. Peter Caldecott has the latest.
Police are hunting for a killer who's on the run after a man was stabbed to death at Ridleyton overnight. Neighbours heard screams coming from the driveway of a block of units on Blight Street just after 11 p.m.
And we quickly called the police and I called the ambulance, and I saw him bleeding. From there, he was bleeding and screaming and saying that he's got stabbed, and after that I saw him collapse.
Residents rushed to help the 27-year-old and paramedics attempted to revive him, but he died at the scene. Witnesses claim they saw the offender drive off.
I saw the car. The yellow car is ready. He just quickly ran off because he knows, people's going to go after him now.
Police say they're following positive lines of inquiry and believe it's not a random attack. Some neighbours say the driveway's a drug alley and there was another violent incident 2 months ago.
He was sitting in his car with a friend and some people asked for money and he declined, and they chased him and beat him with a rock and then kicked his head in.
Police want anyone with information about the stabbing to contact them as soon as possible.
Thanks, Peter. A crime scene has been set up at a unit block near Woollongong after police made a gruesome discovery overnight. Human remains were found at the Manhunt complex and the homicide squad is now investigating. Amanda Abate has more.
And it was around midnight when police were called to this unit complex in Mangaton, west of Wollongong, where they made the gruesome discovery in what's believed to be a laundry block, an external building within the Housing Commission complex. Police are yet to reveal what led them to this location or what condition the remains were in. Further tests are being carried out this morning. The homicide squad has joined the investigation and detectives have been here door-knocking residents. Many had no idea what was going on. There appears to be no obvious immediate links to recent crimes or missing person cases in the area, but police will be briefing the media shortly. So we will have more on this story as it develops through the day. Anne?
Thanks, Amanda. Fashion Week has wrapped up for the year with a glamorous runway show by designer to the stars Joanna Johnson. It was a fitting finale to 5 days of creative, stylish and sometimes bizarre trends from some of our most talented homegrown labels.
A spectacle of old Hollywood beauty with a modern twist. Joanna Johnson's collection, the curtain call to a huge week of fashion. Feather boas, headpieces, gowns dripping with fringe, and one you could mistake for a mirror ball. The finale attracting an A-list crowd. Backstage has been chaos. Models and designers preparing for 55 shows, each with their individual flair. High wattage glamour, outfits for a special occasion, and summer's must-have beach accessories. Fitness wear also proving it's a force to be reckoned with. The odd wardrobe malfunction is hard to avoid. And it wouldn't be a show without a bit of drama on the runway.
I had no idea where I was, to be honest. I mean, I could have been on the moon.
This all started 20 years ago when even the idea of a week of showcasing Australian fashion seemed brave. It's evolved into such an important platform, giving our designers international exposure.
Australian designers have made us very proud with the collections that they've put on the runway, and we've just been delighting all the international visitors and all the buyers.
It's an opportunity to see and be seen in the land of the style bloggers. And you can bet there's always time for champagne. Jessica Dietrich, 7 News.